Hey, what's going on, everybody? Keep them in full color, and today is the review for Orcs Must Die 3. Now, before we start, I do have to say 4 words I thought I would never say in my life. Thank you, Google Stadia. Nah, but seriously, thank you to Google Stadia. For those who don't know, Orcs Must Die was set to be canceled and put on a shelf. However, the good people at Google and Google Stadia decided to pay the developers for a year exclusivity with Google Stadia. So because of them, we got Orcs Must Die 3. So we do have to give some thanks to them for helping us get this game. Now, first, I guess we'll just go into the story, and in the background you won't see much story spoilers because I try to steer clear of that. Now, although Orcs Must Die never ever put itself out there in such a way that these are like the best stories or a very story driven game, the story is good, it's easy to follow, you know, it's fun, it's lighthearted, it's everything that this series is. So hats off in that department. Like I said, it's not a story that's going to just blow you away, but easy to follow, makes sense, it's not too convoluted or anything of that nature. It kind of follows a very simple path, but that's not this game's essence, if you will. So it's a good supporting thing for the game. The visuals, they look good. I mean, it's Orcs Must Die, and it kind of follows that look, so it's only so far that they're going to take it. Overall, it does look good. I did notice some hitching and just some little hiccups within the gameplay. Maybe it's a whole lot going on. It caused some frames to look a little weird and things of that nature. But for the most part, when the game is stable, when it's running as it's supposed to, it looks very good. The sound, the voice actors are good. Everything about that, I mean, it's cool. They're, like I said, fun, lighthearted. Some of them have annoying kind of voiceovers, but I mean, it's kind of to be expected. With a lot of games, you are going to have certain sounds and voices that you just aren't really going to get down with. But that leads us into pretty much what this review is going to cover, which is the gameplay. I mean, that's what this game is. For those who don't know, Orcs Must Die is a tower defense game. You know, you want to protect your rift, if you will. That's your tower, so you want to protect that from invading enemies, and you are given traps. That's right, given a ton of traps. So many of them. You can upgrade these traps in another screen before the match occurs. So before your match, you can kind of go look at your traps, upgrade them, see which traps that combos you like the most. A lot of traps combo well together, so you want to always be looking at what traps play nicely with other traps, and how can you make some traps that seemingly should not play nicely together play nicely together. So there's just so many different strats. The map layout is so crazy. You can do so much, and I feel like that's where this game really shines. So many different strats can be created, so many different things can be done. You can spec just into pure DPS. You can do just, you know, hey, I'm going to make this whole map a snake so that the ads have to like run in this really ridiculous fashion, and it just make kill boxes. I mean, this is where the game shines at, and this is where the replayability is. You can test different strats, you can do so much, and this game has high replayability for this reasoning. You also can see, hey, I put this upgrade on, let me see how it goes, and I'm not feeling that upgrade, let me try to go for this upgrade. Very great in terms of just, like I said, all around. One spot I do dislike now, well, 2 spots actually. Orcs Must Die Unchained is kind of what I'm basing this off of a little bit. So number 1, it does suck because a lot of the maps have 3 lanes, or, you know, a little bit over 3 lanes. And for that, Orcs Must Die Unchained, you had 3-player co-op, in which it kind of seemed like, okay, you had 3 lanes come in, so 3 players, and now it's down to 2 players at a time. Now, I don't know if, you know, too much would be going on with a 3rd player also doing things. Like I said, the game did hitch at times, so I don't know if it would have been too much, and, you know, they couldn't really figure out how to keep it as stable as possible with a 3rd person in there. But with Unchained, there's a 3rd person, and it just kind of made things a little bit more fun. And also with that, Unchained had custom characters, so you kind of had a character with Maximilian or the Sorceress or Cygnus, and, you know, each person chose one of those, and each one of those characters had their own play style. What I think they were trying to go for with this one is, I mean, there aren't really custom, I mean, there are different characters, but they're more of a skin. All characters have access to all weapons and all these things, so you're really not necessarily different per se. You can just, anyone can equip anything. So like I said, at that point it just becomes a skin. which in the end kind of takes away a little bit from the funness, because you had different characters who had different dialogue within Unchained, and it just made things a little bit more fun. Hey, I'll take Cygnus, you know, I main Cygnus, and someone else main, you know, the werewolf was a melee guy. So some people, hey, I'm not really good with shooting things, but I mean, if it comes to getting up close and personal, and also the werewolf was a little bit faster, so you know, hey, I can get back and run back if need be. Someone else might be, hey, like, I'm a headshot expert, and headshots do matter in this game, which is really awesome. So I'm a headshot expert, so let me take Maximilian or whatever that case may be, and you know, I'm headshotting all day. Like I said, it kind of puts a damper on things a little bit. However, the gameplay is just so fun and so addictive. I feel that, you know, it makes up in the end. It's kind of, it's a moment where you're like, oh, but then you're back and like, nah, these orcs gotta go. So all in all, very fun game. So for 30 bucks, I'm very pleased with what I got. 18 campaign missions, and then you also get the other DLC campaign that came out later, but it's free. Well, if you pay the 30 bucks, I mean, that you get both of those together. You also have the endless mode, which is basically waves and waves and waves and waves, and you see how long you can, you know, last for, zombie style, if you will, hordes and gears. But a lot of different game modes for you to test out strats, and even with the endless mode, you know, once you max out all your traps, I mean, you can go take your strats there and just see how good your strats are. But that's going to do it for this one. I highly recommend Orcs Must Die. If you have not played a tower defense game, I think this game is really fun, and it really allows you to kind of flex a lot of creative ways to just destroy and kill things in a very fun way though. But stick around. Me and Terry will be putting out a video of just some strats that we have found that we like a whole lot, so be on the lookout for that, and hopefully we'll have another video for Orcs Must Die. A cool thing I think that is possible with it, but we do have to test it, so just be on the lookout. Hit that subscription button, the notification button, and be sure to be on the lookout for this cool thing I'm gonna try to do. All right, with that being said, y'all know the drill. Peace, be easy, be blessed.